my name's Jamie. I live in Saudi Arabia and I have a makeup collection that just keeps getting larger and smaller sometimes. And it did get larger yesterday, so let's talk about it. If you're new here, hi. I am a lover of beauty, makeup, indie brands, indie eyeshadows, collections. Let's talk about it. So if you're interested in any of that, please subscribe. And if you are returning, hi. You can leave me a comment if you like. I am wearing real clothes. Don't be afraid. Today what we're going to talk about are 2 orders that I received finally, I think it was yesterday, 2 days ago. And one of those orders is from Colourpop. As we know, Colourpop takes about 5 weeks to get here, but I feel like it got here a little bit sooner this time. It was maybe more like 3. I'm not gonna look it up. I got 2 palettes, the first one being Sage the Day, and this is a very green neutral palette. Of course, I really am drawn to this type of color story. I haven't used it yet, so I think that'll be for a later date. What I am excited about, and what I have tried once already, is some stuff from the Lavish collection, and I really like this palette. I couldn't get like a conclusive idea about this palette from watching other reviews. I was a little bit worried that it was going to be a bit dusty and maybe a little chalky, but in the time that I used it, it was not that way. So I didn't get the whole collection. I got this palette. I also got this lavender highlighter, and there we go. It's very pretty. It is called Lav Dreams Super Shock Highlighter, if you haven't seen it already. And then I did go ahead and get all 3 of the Super Shocks, and I have tried them a little bit. I have the shade Social Baby. This is kind of a dark purple. I'm not really in love with that, but I do like the other 2. I have used both of them. This is So Surreal. This is kind of a more blue, almost purple tint. And then I have Angelic. I really like this as well. Very pretty, very sparkly. I mean, come on. And I have a lot of eyeshadow. I didn't really feel that I had some specific shades like this in my collection. For instance, I don't have, well now I do, but I didn't have Connect, for instance, in my collection. And I don't know, I just really like the cool tonosity of these eyeshadows. In addition to Colourpop, I got another order from a new brand that I'm very excited about, and that is Kaima Cosmetics. So we're gonna put some of that on my eyes today as well. So Kaima Cosmetics is in the UK. I got 4 different chrome flakes, so glitter essentially, and they included in my order this cute little necklace, and it says good karma. Make a wish and put on your necklace. The positive energy and love you give to the world is what the world will give back to you. Wear your necklace as a reminder to keep the circle peaceful and loving. I like that. So, my friend actually had sent me the Instagram of Kaima Cosmetics first, and I've got to find it, but I'll show you the glitter that I was like, shots fired, done, buying that. I think, which one was it? I'm gonna know it when I see it. Nirvana. So this is like a very purple to teal shift, flaky flakes. And I am gonna probably do a look using Nirvana at some point and do that later. What I think I'm gonna use today is another loose kind of glitter, and this is the Hollow Purple. I think this will go really nicely with the Lavish palette. And then I also, oh my goodness, this is Amaranth. This is a very blue purple glitter as well. I'm not gonna open them because that is gonna make a giant mess. I'm not doing that to myself today. And then last one, I also got Aquamarine, so very blue-green, exactly the color that it sounds like. So we're gonna work with some Kaima Cosmetics today as well. And if you are interested and if you like Kaima Cosmetics, if you're interested in trying Kaima Cosmetics, I do have an affiliate code. You can find that down below. It will give you 10% off, I want to say, and I make a small commission from that. Please do not feel obligated, but if you are wanting a little bit of money off, go use that code, and I would appreciate it. So let's get into the palette, shall we? So I'm gonna do a little bit of a halo eye, and I have used this palette before. I do like the quality, so if I end up not liking my eye look, it's because I'm bad at makeup today. So first thing, I'm going into the shade Connect, and I'm just gonna kind of map out my shape with that darkest shade, and I have to do it with a very small, precise brush, so I don't end up kind of putting too much of that dark color, especially on the inner part of my eye. And I also had to kind of pat away some fallout here, so that's what that was about. So I took my time in doing this. I really had to map it out, and I think it is the way I'm gonna have to do this going forward. I feel with a bigger brush, it all kind of just goes haywire and it ends up not looking very good. But this is probably my favorite shade in the whole palette, to be honest. I really don't have a shade that is like it. I think it's really unique. And there's another shade like it in this palette that I really tend to enjoy. And that is the next shade, Online. So this has a different tone to it once it's on the eyes. In the pan, it kind of just looks purple, but once it's on the eyes, it really shifts that Connect color to more of a blue, like almost a periwinkle. Next, I'm using Mood Boost, and I'm using that to just kind of blend out everything. This is not a straight up matte. This has a little bit of sparkle in it, so it does blend everything out rather nicely. If you're unfamiliar, if there is a little bit of shimmer in any matte, it's going to make it easier to blend anything. But yeah, overall, unique shade. I really like it. And then I'm going to go cut my crease. Okay, I'm going to pause for a moment to just have you appreciate that I finally have probably done the best halo eye I've ever done in my entire life so far. Okay? If I don't raise my eyebrows, I need to stop that. Okay, I'm continuing now. Hang on. So after cutting my crease, I went into Serenity and I just patted that in the middle and the lightest part of the cut crease area. Not cut crease, halo eye, you get it. But anyway, this is kind of where I was not that impressed. The Serenity shade is kind of dusty and didn't go on very well. Then I kind of patted Self-Care Moment around the edges, but I still wasn't exactly happy with it. It was still looking stripey and not great, just kind of dusty, so I was glad to have the glitter especially. Okay, so here's where we're at in the eye look so far. Like I mentioned, this is a darn good structure of a halo eye to me. Is it like perfect? No. Okay, I hope I didn't mess that up. I'm not good at halo eyes, you know? They look really good on people. They don't look that good on me sometimes, but this isn't the finished look. This also is like, trust the process. And we'll start with the Kaima Cosmetics glitter. These are the Chameleon Flakes, and I have the shade Hollow Purple for this. I did throw down some Suva white liner, just in case you were wondering, but I also, in case you're wondering, put on a little bit of BH glitter glue first before I started tapping all of this glitter on. Okay, so yeah, I'm just hoping that that's gonna give it a little bit more dimension and make it a bit more dynamic, because to me, like, on me, half moon, or what are they called? Yeah, half whatever that term is. With that term, I don't remember. They kind of just look a little flat on my eye and like weird and stripy. It doesn't look like intentional or like anything. It just looks silly pants, you know? Okay, there is glitter all over me, but oh, look at that. It's very pretty. It did exactly what I wanted it to do. I wanted it to be a bit like more bold, more dynamic, and just brought forward a little bit, so it's doing what I'm asking, which we like that. I'm going to continue on my lower lash line and then kind of do some finishing touches. So I'm gonna keep working here and then we'll finish up. All right, here's the finished look. What do we think? I'm gonna have to change this lip before I start tutoring, certainly. But for now, it's fun. It kind of goes. I use the palette itself to kind of darken up the corners a little bit. And let's talk about the Colourpop parts, then we'll talk about Kaima Cosmetics. So the Colourpop parts. I'm underwhelmed with the shimmers that come in this palette, which I'm pretty sure that's why they produced some Super Shocks within this collection. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I don't feel like you should have to purchase two separate items to get good shimmers, especially where shimmers are not that hard to formulate. There is a pressed glitter in this palette. I'm sure you know this by now, but I'm not offended by pressed glitters. If you are offended, skip it. But I don't know, this one especially, not impressive. This one is okay, but obviously the glitter is what really pulled the look all together for me. So the highlighter, I like the highlighter. It's very cute. I have a green highlighter and I have now this lavender toned highlighter. So I think I'm set for like weird highlights. I'm not into like duochrome highlighters that much. It's not my journey. It's not my thing. I like the Super Shocks. I just seldom get them out ever in my collection. So I'm hoping they're not going to just absolutely go to waste. I think that kind of a declutter of my stuff, my other stuff is coming. But yeah, that's it, I think. I did obviously have to skip the lip products. I didn't get the full collection. I don't need a full collection from Colourpop and I'm not allowed to get them anymore. I'm happy overall with the palette. Like I said, don't have a lot of shades like this in my collection, so I like it. I can see myself using it in the future. I think it's gonna do well in my collection. And also, can we talk about that I actually managed to kind of do a halo eye? That's what it is. A halo eye, somewhat passably this time. This is like the only time. I did end up kind of smoking out my lower lash line because I don't like you know, some people will put the dark and then like replicate the halo eye look in the lower lash line. I don't like that. That's not for me. I don't like it. Not on me. Looks good on other people, not on me. Okay, so the glitters from Kaima Cosmetics. Obviously, I think this, what is it? The Hollow Purple pulled it all together. I'm really happy with the shades that I ended up getting from Kaima Cosmetics. I'm gonna continue to use them. Like I said, if you're at all interested in the brand, please feel free to use my code to try them out if you want. And yeah, this was a fun look. I enjoyed it. And I hope you enjoyed it as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.